Hello everyone, Joel here. This time, I want to share some new and upcoming Switch RPG games in 2022 that I think should be played by every RPG enthusiast. This list is not based on my verdict since most of the games here are not released yet. Alright then, let's get started.
If the kingdom is ever to part ways with our bloody past,
a monster to
Rune Factory 5 is the fifth part of the series of agricultural RPG games, which puts more emphasis on combat against various opponents than other representatives of the genre. Players will travel its vast world and perform tasks assigned by its inhabitants, facing all kinds of opponents along the way. The game has been out in Japan since May 2021 and was originally scheduled for release in the West sometime in 2021, until the launch was postponed to 2022 March 2022. Metal Slug Tactics is a turn-based strategy RPG focusing on battles between squads. The project is a side game in relation to SNK's arcade series and allows to command the characters known from the shooter installments of the brand. Despite the change of the genre and camera, the project retains the specific visual style of the best installments of the series. Triangle Strategy is a fantastic mix of satisfyingly strategic battles, an excellent choice-driven campaign narrative, and top-notch world building, all of which come together to form one of the best tactical JRPG in a very long time. The tactical RPG elements here play out in a fashion that Final Fantasy Tactics and Advance Wars fans will recognize immediately, with the game's turn-based battles taking place on a grid system. With multiple paths to take through its massive main campaign and several exclusive finales to make return trips for, this is one great big meaty adventure that we highly recommend you get stuck into. Pokémon Legends Arceus is basically the open-world Pokémon we've wanted for 25 years. It has completely addictive catching mechanics, brilliant selection of Pokémon, and a compelling narrative with interesting additions to Pokémon lore. On top of that, the world also delivers a wonderful feeling of exploration and discovery. In short, Pokémon Legends Arceus is simply one of the greatest Pokémon games ever made. The DioField Chronicle is a JRPG with RTS elements. It was developed by Launcher Studio and published by Square Enix. The driving force behind the DioField Chronicle are missions, in which we observe the action from a top-down view. The audiovisual setting is a strong point of the DioField Chronicle. The locations are presented in the form of smartly designed dioramas, and the characters are reminiscent of moving figurines. The game was planned to be released sometime in 2022.
Stories featuring different protagonists.
Live Alive is a remake of a 16-bit JRPG that never left Japan. Both the original and the remake edition were developed by Square Enix. Live Alive presents the story of 8 characters within 9 different scenarios. Each of them takes place in different realities: ancient China, feudal Japan, the Wild West, modern times, the near future, and the far future. The game was planned to be released on July 2022.
There ever was. The near future, a youth with...
You're a new student at the famed school.
Hogwarts Legacy is a third-person action RPG with an open world, which was set in Harry Potter's universe. We play the role of a young wizard who goes to the School of Magic in the 19th century. The gameplay in Hogwarts Legacy is all about exploring the magical castle and its surroundings. The player has a lot of freedom of movement thanks to the open living world. The game was designed to perfectly capture the atmosphere from Harry Potter's books and films.
Studies attending charms, defense against the dark arts.
Pokémon Scarlet and Violet is an RPG with a turn-based combat system, in which we explore a large 3D world with an open structure, catch Pokémon, train them, and then put them into battles against other Pokémon. The game develops ideas from previous installments of the series, starting the adventure, which is the gender of our character, and then set out into the world. It is said the game offers both single-player and multiplayer modes, which is great for all Pokémon fans. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising is a dynamic action RPG with CD expansion, in which we learn the story of several characters before the events in Eiyuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. The game was partly funded thanks to the successful campaign on Kickstarter, and it was developed by Rabbit and Beer Studio, which includes the creators of Suikoden. Eiyuden Chronicle Rising combines 2D and 3D graphics, which we observe from a side perspective with a typical fantasy style. The game was set to be released on May 2022. Chrono Cross the Radical Dreamers Edition is a refreshed version of the popular Japanese RPG from 1999. The remaster improves the audio-visual setting and offers gameplay enhancements. The game mostly faithfully reproduces the content of the original. We explore locations, complete quests, develop characters, and fight with enemies using the turn-based battle system. What is important, players can turn off all visual enhancements and enjoy the game in the version with graphics identical to the original for the first PlayStation. Overall, this game is a must-buy for any Chrono series enthusiast. Digimon Survive is a JRPG with elements of survival, point-and-click adventures, and visual novel set in the universe of a popular Japanese animated franchise. The game combines the formula of strategic RPGs with mechanics known from other genres. Combat takes place on maps divided into fields and uses a turn-based system. Every action, including evolution, requires the consumption of a certain number of energy points, so proper management of this resource is the key to victory. The game was planned to be released sometime in 2022. Front Mission First Remake is a new version of a tactical Japanese RPG from the 1990s. The game revolves around leading mech squads in combat missions played using a turn-based battle system. It offers 2 story campaigns, one each for the USN and OCN, allowing us to explore both sides of the conflict. The 2 storylines are closely intertwined, and only by playing through both can we fully understand the story. The project is a full remake. While the original was made in 2D, the new version offers fully 3D graphics. However, the graphics was designed in a way that preserves the style and atmosphere of the original.
Uncover the great storyline of this classic.
SD Gundam Battle Alliance is an action RPG allowing you to control mechs from dozens of animated series and movies included in the Japanese brand Mobile Suit Gundam. Players controls a powerful mech, traverses large maps, and fights hordes of enemies and various bosses. There is a rich set of mechs to choose from, and each offers unique weapons and abilities that can be upgraded with experience points earned during the missions. If you are a true Gundam fan and have been looking for this series on Switch, then make sure don't miss this one.
I have ambitions, Edelgard.
Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes is the second installment of the Fire Emblem spin-off series. In this game, we go to the continent of Fodland and take part in a great conflict, taking the role of characters known from Fire Emblem 3 Houses. The authors give us a variety of characters, each of which has a unique style of combat and a set of skills and special attacks. Similarly as it is in Dynasty Warriors series, the core of the gameplay here are the dynamic clashes with hordes of enemies. All this is completed by some RPG and strategic elements. The game was planned to be released on June 2022.
Revenge is not a thing you take for someone else.
It's the way of our world.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 take us on a journey to the fantasy and science fiction world plunged in conflict between two nations. The game's universe unites the future of the worlds of the two previous installments of the series. However, the game was prepared in such a way that the players who were not familiar with them didn't feel lost. The driving force of the game are quests pushing forward the plot, accompanied by numerous side missions. If you already played the previous installment, then this game is a must-have.
They're his feud!
Sword march. The land pierced by a great sword.
Alright boys, I think that's it for today. I know that there are still other new and upcoming Switch RPG games that I haven't mentioned yet, so how about sharing your best new and upcoming Switch RPG games that probably deserve a spot in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video and make sure to subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss another great list. Thank you for watching and have a good day. Peace.